BFTB boxing, best fight the best. So Shawn Porter and Danny Swift Garcia are supposed to be fighting, and according to Danny, it's supposed to happen before the end of the year. So, I mean, that's another fight that can go on the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder undercard, to be honest. That would be fire. Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, Jamal Charlo, Danny Jacobs, Ortiz, White, and then Wilder Joshua. Bruh, that would be insane. Insane. Stack card. $150 pay-per-view card. Easy. But whatever about that. Just on to just Porter and Danny Garcia. I've always said that Danny Garcia beats Shawn Porter. Always. Always. His style is tailor-made for Danny Garcia, man. It's tailor-made. Now, I understand that Porter was trying to get this fight like last year or some shit like that. And Danny didn't want to do it. But even still, I still have Danny Garcia beating Shawn Porter like quite easily, man. Like, Shawn Porter's style is just, to me, his style is just horrible. Like, he is an aggressive mauler, but I honestly don't really see much boxing skill in what he does. You know what I'm saying? He just tries to bully you someplace and then just throw a bunch of punches. There's no real defense to his style. This is just my own opinion. You know, he's just a mauler. You know what I'm saying? He's just the type of person, he just wants to bully you somewhere in the corner somewhere and then just throw a bunch of punches, like just throw a bunch of wild stuff and try to get you out of there the best that he can. You know, which I'm not shitting on him for that at all. I'm not shitting on his style. It works for him, cool. But I don't see him beating Danny Garcia, who is a on the back foot counter puncher. You know, that style is just, that Shawn Porter's style is tailor-made for Danny Swift Garcia, man. It's tailor-made. Danny Garcia, I don't know, I'm not understanding what people are thinking when they say, you know, Danny Garcia is a cherry picker and blah blah blah, and he's like, no, did he have a fight against whatever that dude, Rod Salka? Okay, Rod Salka. Did he arguably lose to Lamont Peterson and Herrera? Yeah, my opinion is he lost to Danny Garcia. I mean to Peterson. That was my opinion. And when I saw Peterson, I told him that. You know what I'm saying? When I was talking to him, when I talked to Lamont Peterson, I told him that. Like, I told him that the same shit I say about Golovkin. Aggression doesn't mean anything if it's not effective. It doesn't mean nothing. Like, if I bully you all over the ring and don't land any punches, but you land all the punches, how is your aggression effective? Like, how do you score aggression? Because you put me in positions that I don't want to be in, but you don't land any punches. Like, boxing is hit and don't get hit. You don't score aggression. You score effective aggression. You score you putting me in a position I don't want to be in and then hitting me. If Floyd Mayweather was in positions that he didn't want to be in several times, in many fights, dozens of times, but you couldn't hit him. I mean, Canelo does it to this day. Like, with the Golovkin shit, Canelo got put in positions that he didn't want to be in, but Golovkin couldn't hit him. That's why I still say it was a clear win for Canelo, but whatever. And I'm looking at Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia in the same boat. Shawn Porter will put Danny Garcia in positions that he don't want to be in. Now, Danny Garcia is not, his defense isn't as good as Canelo's, and it's nowhere near as good as Floyd's. So he may get hit. So the effective aggression may come into play in this fight. However, Shawn Porter has shown, because he got rocked by Thurman, and he got dropped. He got dropped by AB. And AB to me, AB don't hit as hard as Porter. I don't think AB hits hard as Thurman either, but I mean, he hits hard. But it's not about how hard you hit. It's about getting hit with the shots that you don't see coming, so you can't brace for. That left hook that Danny Garcia throws, bruh, if you get hit with that without seeing it coming, and with the wild shit that Shawn Porter does, he's going to put himself in a position to get caught with that left hook. I don't see Shawn Porter beating Danny Garcia. I don't see it happening. I don't see it at all. And I could clearly see Shawn Porter getting dropped, if not stopped. Maybe not stopped, because, you know, he's got an engine, he's got the will to win, but I can see him getting dropped. I can definitely see him getting dropped. You know, and then I can see him, like, trying to clinch and, you know, to get his senses back right. Yeah, which is smart to do. But to me, personally, I don't see a way that Shawn Porter beats Danny Garcia. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think Danny Garcia is a better counterpuncher and more powerful than Thurman. I think Thurman's faster than Danny Garcia, clearly. And I think that's what cost Danny Garcia in his Thurman fight, was his slow start. But Thurman's faster than Porter too. The only way I can see Porter beating Danny Garcia is if he can pressure him in a spot where he don't want to be, which he very well can do, and I believe he will do, and then keep him there and land punches. Not let Danny Garcia step out of the position of the uncomfortable position that Porter puts him in. Because if Danny can step out of it, and he's good on his back foot, if he can step out of it, then he's going to counter. He's going to counter, he's going to catch Porter, and it's going to be 9-9. So, when that fight happens, Danny Swift Garcia fights Shawn Porter, I got Danny Garcia winning in that fight. And then we'll see if he's a man of his word and fights Spence. And I fuck with Danny Garcia, for real. I mean, he's dude's resume is stacked, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like, people don't like him because of, you know, the little beef he had with Bud, and you know, they call him a cherry picker because of the potential Herrera loss, which I believe he lost that fight, and what's the name loss, which I believe he lost. It's not on his resume. On his resume, those are wins. But to me personally, as a fan and a fan of Danny Garcia, I believe he lost those fights. The Lamont Peterson and the Herrera fight. But that doesn't take away from his resume. His resume is still stacked, man. His resume is still stacked. His resume is better than all these other fights. His resume is better than Keith Thurman's resume, even though Danny Garcia is on Keith Thurman's resume. But like overall, if you look at the overall fights, Danny Garcia's resume is better than Keith Thurman's. It's better than Shawn Porter's too. And if y'all really want to be funky about it, Adrian Broner's resume is better than all of their resumes. If you really want to be funky about it, not the fact of how the outcome of the fight, but the fact of who he fought. You know what I'm saying? The fact of who AB fought. AB fought some killers, man. Now, he didn't make it out successfully out of those fights, but he still had the balls and courage to fight these fights. You know what I'm saying? So if we're saying like resume as far as victories, then I'm fucking with Danny Garcia. And it's sort of one of those things where it's like questionable to a certain degree because Danny Garcia lost to Thurman, but Danny Garcia's overall resume is still stacked, and it's unquestionable, man. It's unquestionable. It just is it's unquestionable. So yeah, I got Danny Garcia over. I got Danny Garcia over Shawn Porter if that fight happens. BFTB, and I'm out.